All right, let's talk about that feeling, that late night dread you get when you're just staring at your bank account, wondering where on earth all the money went. Today, we are going to pull that anxiety apart, piece by piece, and build a plan that takes you from feeling panicked to feeling prepared. So, let's dive in.
I mean, does this sound familiar or what? The house is finally quiet, it's just you, your phone, and that number staring back at you. It's not like you went on some crazy vacation or bought a new car. The money just kind of evaporated. You know, that specific feeling is the reason we're having this conversation. It's something millions of us go through, but it does not have to be your reality forever.
See, here's the thing. That panic you feel, it isn't because you made one giant catastrophic mistake. This is not a personal failure. It's the result of like a dozen tiny invisible habits just running on autopilot in the background. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. And it's why your bank account feels like it's holding its breath for the last 9 days before you get paid again.
Yeah, your budget probably looks a little something like this, right? You've got your rent, your bills, your groceries. You know exactly what those cost. But then there's this huge, mysterious gray area, the where did it go slice. Our first job today is to shine a light on that mystery slice and figure out exactly what's hiding in there.
But before we start plugging leaks, we have to talk about the source of so much of this anxiety in the first place. We're constantly bombarded with these articles telling us we're hopelessly behind on saving for retirement. But what if the whole measuring stick we're using is just wrong? What if that average number is actually designed to make you feel scared?
Okay, so let's get into the difference between two really important words, average and median. The average is, a lot of the time, basically a mathematical lie. It's like putting 9 normal people in a room with 1 billionaire and then saying, hey, the average person in here is worth over $100 million. It's a useless, misleading number. The median, on the other hand, that's the real deal. It's the exact midpoint. It tells you what a typical person actually has. So please, from this moment on, stop comparing yourself to the average.
Now, let's look at what's really going on. These are the median savings by age. Check it out. In your 20s, it's basically zero. In your 30s, it's around $12,000. So if you're, say, 35 years old with 20 grand saved up, you're actually doing better than half the people your age. Now, this isn't an excuse to not save, but it is about getting an honest, realistic baseline so we can stop freaking out and actually start making a plan.
Okay, so we've dropped the shame, we've gotten a realistic picture of where we stand. Now it's time to pop the hood and look at the engine. We need to find the silent killers, those specific, fixable habits that are just quietly siphoning money from your account when you're not paying attention.
And usually, they fall into one of 3 buckets. First, you've got your unconscious spending. You know what I'm talking about. You go into Target for one thing and walk out $73 poor. Second, future-proofing mistakes. This is that dangerous little voice in your head that says investing is too complicated or it's for rich people. And third, maybe the biggest one of all, mindset traps.
This right here, this might be the single most destructive money habit there is, the leftover savings approach. You pay your rent, your car payment, your groceries, and you promise yourself you'll save whatever's left at the end of the month. But let's be honest, is there ever anything left? No. People who are financially stable do the exact opposite. They pay themselves first. The moment that paycheck hits, a piece of it is automatically saved. Their future is the most important bill they have. Okay, now let's talk about one of those sneaky future-proofing mistakes. Look at this number, 1.5%. It looks tiny, doesn't it? It's the kind of thing you'd barely notice in the fine print of your 401k or investment fund. It seems totally harmless, but it is not.
Over time, that tiny little fee becomes an absolute monster. Over 25 years, a 1.5% fee could cost you $300,000 of your retirement money compared to a low-cost fund. I'm going to say that again. $300,000. That's not a small leak, that's a gaping hole in the bottom of your financial boat, and most people have no idea it's even there.
So, we've busted the myths, we've identified the silent killers. Now it's time for some radical honesty. It's time to find the one number that actually matters. Not some fantasy number, not what your house is worth on Zillow, but what you actually have to work with right now.
We are not talking about your total net worth. That number is mostly a fantasy, right? It's all puffed up by the value of your house, which is great, but you can't exactly shave off a piece of the living room to go buy groceries. We are talking about your liquid net worth. This is the money you can actually get your hands on. It's your cash, your savings, your retirement accounts, minus all your debt. It's your real financial firepower. And figuring it out is beautifully simple. Seriously, it's just 2 steps. Step 1,
Add up every dollar you have in retirement accounts and savings. Step 2. Subtract every single penny of debt you have. Credit cards, car loans, student loans, all of it. The number that's left, well, that's your starting line. That's the truth.
And for most of us, that truth is a gut punch. The median liquid retirement asset for Americans, after you subtract their debt, is just $12,000. Not $1 million, not even $100,000. $12,000. That's barely enough to live on for a few months if things go sideways. This is the real problem we're here to solve.
Okay, I know. That was a heavy dose of reality. But knowing that number isn't supposed to paralyze you. It's supposed to mobilize you. So now we pivot. We go from diagnosis to the fix. And the good news? It's a simple, super powerful, two-part plan that will take you from panicked to prepared.
To win this game, you have to play both defense and offense. Defense is about fixing the leaks. It's automating your savings, cutting the spending that you don't even really value. But look, you can only cut your budget so far. Offense, that's where the magic happens. This is all about increasing your income. A single 10% raise at work can be worth more than a whole year of pinching pennies. Defense has a floor, but your offense has no ceiling.
So here's your defensive playbook. 3 simple moves. First, pay yourself first. Go to your bank account tonight and set up an automatic transfer for 5 to 10% of your paycheck into savings. Do it. Second, check the fees on your retirement accounts. If they're over 0.25%, find out why. And third, build a cushion. Just start with a $1,000 emergency fund. It doesn't make you rich, but it makes you less scared.
And now for the fun part, your offense. First, if your job offers a 401k match, you have to contribute enough to get the entire thing. It is literally free money, 100% return on your investment. It's the biggest no-brainer in finance. Next, open a Roth IRA. It's like a tax cheat code for normal people that lets your money grow tax-free. Start with $50 a month. Just start. And finally, change your focus. Instead of spending 10 hours trying to save $50, spend those 10 hours preparing to ask for a raise that can make you thousands.
And through all of this, let's just remember what the real goal is. Because it's not about becoming a millionaire or buying a yacht. It's about getting to a place of peace. It's about becoming the person who can open their banking app and not feel their heart start to pound. It's about security. That's the real prize.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question. Don't try to fix everything at once. That's how you get overwhelmed and quit. Just fix one thing. Set up one automatic transfer. Check one investment fee. Ask one question about your 401k. What is the one small habit you can change right now, tonight, to get this whole thing started?